What if I told you that most people today are losing quietly? Not because they're not smart, not because they're not talented, but because they've never been taught how to actually control their own mind. We scroll endlessly, we compare ourselves to everyone, we chase comfort yet somehow feel more exhausted than ever. We avoid pain and end up suffering anyway. The truth is simple, comfort is killing us slowly, but struggle is where your strength has been hiding this whole time. And here's the wild part. The ancient Stoics, people who lived before smartphones, before Wi-Fi, before motivation even existed, already figured out the antidote. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world at the time, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That isn't a quote. That's a cheat code for life, a weapon, a way to walk through chaos without breaking. Stoicism doesn't make life easier. It makes you unshakable. So today, we're going deep into 8 brutal, life-changing Stoic rules that will rewire your mind if you let them. No fluff, no fake positivity, just the raw truth that makes you stronger mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Before we start, don't watch this like it's another background video while you multitask. This is your reminder to wake up. Like the video, drop a comment when something hits and share this with someone who needs a mental reset. And seriously, don't skip anything. One rule could completely change how you face tomorrow. All right, let's get into it. The first rule, embrace discomfort like it's your training partner. We've been programmed to run from anything difficult. But every major growth moment you've ever had, think about it. Did it happen when life was comfortable and easy? Or did it happen when life smacked you in the face and said, "What now?" Marcus Aurelius faced betrayals, plagues, war, sickness. Yet he stayed calm. Not because he enjoyed struggle, but because he understood that discomfort sharpens you. What stands in the way becomes the way. That wasn't a cute line. It was his playbook. Every rejection, a lesson. Every delay, a test. Every obstacle, a training session. And here's the secret: when you choose small moments of discomfort on purpose, you become ready for the big ones. That cold shower, training. That honest conversation you've been avoiding, training. That workout when you're tired, training. The Stoics believe that if you practice being uncomfortable voluntarily, life can't surprise you. Seneca used to sleep on the floor and eat the simplest foods, not to punish himself, but to prove that he'd be okay even if life took everything away. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows you who you are becoming. Most people avoid small pain today and end up suffering more tomorrow, but not you. You're choosing to walk into the fire because on the other side you stop fearing it. Drop this in the comments so it sticks. Discomfort is my training ground. Next rule, stop being owned by your emotions. How many times has someone said something small and ruined your whole day? How often do your feelings dictate your actions? You're tired, so you skip the gym. You're irritated, so you lash out. You're anxious, so you freeze. Epictetus, who literally used to be a slave, said, "Anyone who can anger you becomes your master." Think about that. Every time someone annoys you, you're giving them control. Stoicism doesn't tell you to kill your emotions. It teaches you to observe them without letting them drive your life. Kids throw tantrums. Stoics stay still in the storm and think. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Meaning, it's not the event. It's the story you tell yourself about the event. And yes, that's brutal because it means you can't blame anyone anymore. You can't say, "They ruined my day." No, you reacted, but that's also the empowering part. You can choose better the very next moment. Pause, breathe, ask, "Is this feeling useful?" Respond, don't react. When you do this consistently, you become calm, grounded, and unbelievably powerful. In a world where everyone is triggered by everything, emotional self-control is a superpower. Another rule the Stoics lived by: stop expecting life to be fair. Just stop. Life owes you nothing. One of the fastest ways to stay miserable is to believe that doing good guarantees good outcomes. You work hard and someone lazy gets rewarded. You love deeply and someone still leaves. You do the right thing and still get hurt. And the first reaction is always, "This isn't fair." But fairness is a human idea, not a law of the universe. The Stoics expected pain, expected betrayal, expected change. And because they expected it, they weren't destroyed when it happened. When you cling to this idea of fairness, you're really saying, I don't want to deal with reality. But the truth, you grow by facing reality and moving through it, not complaining about it. Bad things happen to good people. Effort isn't always rewarded. That's life. The average person waits for fairness. The Stoic builds strength so that whatever life throws, they can handle it. You don't control how life hits, but you always control how you stand back up. Another Stoic law: focus only on what you can control. Everything else, let it go. This one rule could delete 90% of your stress. We try to control people, control outcomes, control the future. Then we get anxious when none of it bends to our will. Can you actually control your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, your attitude? That's it. You can't control the weather, but you can control your preparation. You can't control whether someone likes you, but you can control your integrity. The Stoic is like a captain in a storm. He doesn't yell at the wind, he adjusts the sails. When you focus only on what's yours, your mind becomes clear. Your energy becomes powerful. You stop being dragged by everything around you and start leading yourself. Here's the next rule: practice voluntary hardship. This one separates the discipline from the weak. The Stoics didn't wait for struggle, they trained for it. They skipped comfort on purpose. They practiced hunger, they practiced silence. They walked when they could ride. Why? Not for suffering, but for strength. Because when life hits, the prepared don't panic. Most people today never challenge themselves unless they're forced to. And that's why they crumble when things get tough. But if you practice hardship regularly, cold showers, fasting, waking up early, silence, discipline, your will becomes unbreakable. You realize you don't need as much as you thought, and you become dangerous because nothing outside can shake you anymore. Another rule: detach from outcomes and fall in love with the process. We've been raised to obsess over results, goals, validation, recognition. But Stoics understood something powerful: results aren't guaranteed, effort is. When you tie your happiness to outcomes, you live in constant disappointment. You lose weight for a week, don't see results, and quit. You build something and it fails once and you quit. You give love and don't get it back and you collapse. But the Stoic, they show up because the process itself builds character. And ironically, when you stop being desperate for results, you achieve more because you're calmer, cleaner, more focused. Let the work be the reward. Let the discipline be the victory. And here's one of the most powerful Stoic laws: remember death, memento mori, not to be dark but to wake up. Most people live like they have unlimited time. They delay their dreams, stay stuck in bad habits, waste days scrolling, argue about nonsense. But the Stoics constantly reminded themselves, you could leave life right now. Knowing that makes you urgent, it makes you bold, it makes you intentional. When you remember that time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop playing small. You stop waiting for someday. The last rule: be a warrior for virtue, not approval. The world today is obsessed with likes, praise, attention. But the Stoic doesn't move for applause. They move for what's right. They choose integrity even when nobody sees it. They stay honest even when it's costly. They train even when the room is empty. The Stoic builds a character that can't be bought or manipulated. When you stop needing the crowd, you become the kind of person the crowd respects anyway. If you're still watching, it means there's something inside you that's ready to level up. You're done with distraction, done with weakness, done with chaos. You're choosing mastery, not mastery over the world, but mastery over yourself. That's where true strength lives. And if you take these Stoic laws seriously, your life won't just change, you will.